Okay. So it's a holiday week, and for that reason, I'm having some classes where you don't need that many props, just in case you're traveling or I don't know, maybe you just don't feel like getting your props today. I have a towel here. If you don't have a towel and you just don't feel like getting one or have access to one, you could also use like a stretchy band, or even a magic circle if you have it right there. But if you have a towel, you can grab one, and that's all we're going to use. And that's the whole story. I'm just making sure I did all the things here. Okay. Okay, great. So we're going to start down on our backs with the towel. As you can see here, I have the towel laid out on the upper part of the mat. So when I lay down, the towel will be sticking out a little bit. Yeah, like we often have done this, a similar thing with the band where we put the band underneath our head, okay? So I am going to reach back and grab the edges of the towel behind me. And we're going to use that in just a little bit, but not yet. So this class is going to be about finding deeper core connections. I myself am having some, I'm learning more about my body right now because it doesn't feel that good. And one of the things that I'm learning, and this is something that I saw in my clients so often, is that head lifting can be really challenging and uncomfortable. And one of the reasons why head lifting is challenging and uncomfortable is because we're not really recruiting the muscles that we need to do it. And then we're also not using the upper abdominals enough to be able to support that lift. Okay, so we're gonna go over that, and we're also gonna go over that with the help of the towel or the band, whatever it is you have underneath your head. The magic circle, we often do that too. They all kind of do the same thing. I'm just using a towel today just for fun, okay? But we'll get there. First, we're gonna lie flat, knees bent in a kind of a comfortable position with your feet, not too far, not too close. And we're just gonna warm up the hips and the pelvis a little bit. I like to bring my fingertips right to my hips so I can feel the bones move a little bit. And we're gonna tilt the pelvis to the right and to the left. So let's see if we can isolate the pelvis, keeping the leg bones fairly still. One side lifts as the other side dips, and vice versa. And so what do I feel? I feel like I'm kind of pushing down with one foot and lessening pressure with the other foot. So the movement is kind of generated from there. And just a quick spine check in here. Try to find a fairly neutral position with your spine here. It's easy to start this in a tucked position, but just notice what shape your low back is in. Nothing is wrong here. None of those choices would be wrong, but I think neutral would be nice for this first part. And just give yourself a few more rounds here of going left and right, taking some nice deep breaths along the way, noticing if you feel anything out of the ordinary, tightness or anything really. And this is kind of nice, like a little bit of a massage for the low back too. And then come back to the center, and now we're gonna go tilt, a little bit of a tuck, and a little bit of an arch. A little tuck, and you don't need to force any of this. This is a great little exercise for mobility, and it's gentle. You don't need to squeeze anything. Let's just do 4 more here. And try not to hold your breath. And 3. And 2. And 1 more time. And then come back to center, and now we'll do a little circle. Dip the right hip down, A little bit of a tuck as you roll through the low back to then dip the left hip down and then roll through into an arch and go through that circle 2 more times. Breathe. And then let's go the other way. Dip through the low back, lower the right hip down through an arched back, and one more here. And then come back central. Let's say fairly neutral. Push down through your feet, especially the heels, and just bring your hips up a couple of inches and then right back down. Let's notice where the knees are here. You don't have to lift your head to do it. Just keep your eyes down a little bit. Push down through your heels. Bring the hips up just a little bit and then lower back down. We're just going to do this 5 more times to activate some of the muscles in the back of the legs. Lower down. 4 more. Exhale to come up, feels nice. 3 more. And 2. And 1 more time. And lower all the way down. Okay, the bottom half of the body is going to stay chilled out for a minute, and we're going to come up a little bit higher. Bring your hands around your ribs. And I literally feel the bottom half of my ribs underneath my hands. I'm going to depress my scapula or slide my shoulder blades down away from my ears. And I'm going to take a nice deep breath where my hands will move up and away from one another. And then exhale. As you exhale, follow it through till you are emptying your lungs and feel your ribs and encourage your ribs also to come down towards the floor. I'm going to try that 2 more times. One more time. Now move one of your hands to the center of your 2 ribs. I would say just below where you feel like your heart is. And then move your opposite hand behind your head. I have my right hand behind my head and my left hand in that rib area just below my chest. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. And there's 2 movements that happen with the exhale. With your exhale, same thing. Draw the ribs down towards the floor, but also bring your chin gently in towards your throat. We're not lifting, we're just pulling that chin in. And let's inhale and kind of release those 2 things. Fill up the waist, relax the neck, and then exhale again. Draw the ribs towards the floor and just gently pull the chin in towards your throat. 2 more. Expand the ribs, release the neck, exhale, chin down, pull the ribs down towards the floor. So we're going to add with the next one. Inhale, relax. With your exhale, start to empty the lungs, pull your chin in towards your throat, and curl forward from those 2 places. Chin in, ribs down. So this is a much deeper set of connections for me than the ones that recently I personally have been relying on. And through this realization, I realized that I saw it almost, I would say like 70% of my classes in person, I used to see the same thing. People lift their head by drawing their chin towards the ceiling. And when you do that, you're not actually engaging the muscles that you need to safely lift your big old heavy head up, okay? So we're gonna do this 3 more times. Start your exhale, draw your ribs down, pull in with those upper abs, chin towards your throat, and curl up from there. It does not have to be a big curl up, okay? It can be a small movement. If you wanna switch your hands, maybe for the next 2, And one more time. And then lower the head down. Relax the head, relax the pelvis. We're going to bring the arms up, and we're going to work the upper abdominals by moving the arms just a little bit. Bring your arms back behind you, and as you go back, let your ribs come away from the floor, and your back come away from the floor, and your arms come as far back as you would like. Take a nice deep breath, fill up your lungs, and then exhale, just bring the arms back and down by your sides. Okay, let's do this karate chop hand move here, pinky down, thumbs up. And we're gonna do one more of those big breaths where the ribs come away from the floor. Nice long neck here, just a beautiful deep breath. And then exhale, come on back. So you probably know where we're going. This time, as you bring the arms back, I want you to keep your back on the floor and your ribs drawn in the best you can. And who knows how far you'll get. Maybe this is as far as I can go, really, while keeping my back flat and my ribs drawn in. And then come on back again. Maybe give the hands a little bit of a press down by your sides. So let's do 4 more. Inhale as you come back. Don't let the back leave the ground. In fact, draw your back down into the ground. Draw the ribs down. And then exhale, come on back. Follow through to empty the lungs. And really maybe press down a little bit through that pinky finger. And again. One more time. We are going to add, and this is really the basis of the Pilates 100. Let's keep our feet down. Inhale, come back again. Go as far as you can without lifting up, away from the floor. Ribs are down. With this next exhale, bring the arms forward. When you get just about hands over shoulders, bring your chin to your throat. Curl forward. Use those upper abdominals. Keep the chin in towards your throat. And let's lower the head and press the arms down. Lengthen the neck. Take an inhale. Sorry, bring the arms up and back behind you. Oops, ribs are down. And then again, let's try this again. Exhale, arms come down by your sides. Pull your chin in towards your throat. Reach yourself forward. Inhale, bring the arms down and the head down. Just hold here for a second and exhale. And let's bring the arms back up. One more time like this. Inhale, arms up. Back behind you. Don't let your back leave the floor. And now exhale, pull the ribs towards the floor, chin toward your chest. And then just come all the way down. So I don't know about you, I'd love to hear after class. I haven't been moving like this for a while, but I know that I originally learned this. Okay, so we're gonna relax the upper half and move back down, do a little bit more leg and spine work here. I'm gonna scoot my feet out a little bit wider than my hips. Let's do pinky side of the finger down again. Press down into the floor, push down through your feet, especially the heel, and start to come up maybe a little bit higher this time. When you lift your hips, let your neck lengthen, and then lower back down. So I really want you to find your glutes. So keeping the knees a little bit wide is going to help us to recruit the muscles on the outside of the tush towards the hips as well. So I would love for you to feel your tush and like also your side tush. Getting really technical today. And then lower back down. Let's do 4 more like this. Push through the heels, tush, side tush. I don't care how high you come up, just breathe. 4 more. And 3. And 2. One more time. And lower all the way down. Walk your feet back in so they're kind of hip distant, maybe a little closer. And we're actually going to use this towel in the way that I had hoped. Reach back and grab onto the corners of the towel. If you don't have a towel and you have a band, we've done this before. Just pull it behind your head and come into this bent elbow position. And if you have a magic circle, you could just put your hand on the opposite side of the magic circle, okay? I'm just going to keep talking about a towel as if that's what you have. So elbows come up a little bit, shoulders slide down. Similar thing to what we've been doing, chin in toward your chest. Exhale, pull your ribs down and curl forward. Your head will kind of slide along the towel a little bit to be able to keep the neck long. We're going to do a couple more and then add. Again. Let's add. Bring one leg with you as you come up. You can keep that bent leg position. And then switch to the other leg. Keep alternating. One more each way. All the way down. Let's just you can release your towel for now and bring the arms back down by your sides. We're going to come back to a hip lift. Let's keep our feet closer. Push down through your heels. I'm going to come back to this pinky down arm position. Push through the heels and bring your hips up 3 or 4 or 5 inches. It's a small lift. Lengthen the arms, lengthen the neck. Activate those arms by straightening them out. Shift your weight into one of your heels and then the other. We're not lifting feet yet. We're keeping the feet down. Just shift, push through a heel, and then shift into the other heel and push it down. Find that glute again. See if you can find your tush. And then shift over to the other side. So let's add, shift into one heel and bring the opposite leg up a little bit and right back down. And shift to the other side and come up. So it's a weight transfer. See if you can continue to find the glute. And everyone always has glute focused videos. There's a craze to work the glutes in the universe. It's very functional to figure out how to let our glutes fire. It really is a good thing for us to be able to find these muscles for a variety of reasons. So that's why I'm focusing on finding the muscles today, so we can use them and have them support all of our movements. Okay, even yourself out. Replace both heels. Lower the hips down. Widen your feet. Just a quick hip stretch. Bring the knees to one side. Go as far as you feel like you can go. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe let's cactus or goalpost the arms. Take a nice breath. One more. And then come through the center, over to the other side. And one more deep breath here. And come back. Okay, you can keep your towel where it is. We're not going to use it for the next bit. You can get rid of it if it's annoying. I'm just going to flip over, keep it there because it's soft. Okay, so head down. And just give yourself a couple of deep breaths here to let the low back and the whole spine find its length. One more. Okay. Push down through your arms and move your forearms back in. So let's get the forearms underneath the shoulders, palms down. Push down through the arms, draw your abdominals in. So I'm not going to tell you to tuck your pelvis here, but let's lengthen out the low back. Your hip bone should be down. After you find that, lift the chest, look forward. Imagine I just asked you to lengthen from the center of your spine out through the crown of the head. And now relax your belly, relax your chest, and let your head come towards the floor. We're going to do this 2 more times. Take a nice deep breath, and then push down through the arms. Belly lifts away from the floor, but the hips stay down. Lengthen out the low back, and then extra lengthen out from the middle, from your thoracic spine, all the way through the crown of the head. Look straight ahead. Take a nice deep breath. And then relax the belly, relax the chest, and let your head come back. One more time. Take a breath. Push down through the arms. Lift your belly. Pubic bone is still gently down. And then look forward. This time, can you draw your upper ribs in like we have been? We have been doing this on the ground. Find that upper abdominal connection as you look forward. And then relax the pelvis, relax the chest, relax the head. Okay? We're going to do this again, but we're going to start to lift the thighs just a little bit more like it's a modified plank. So take a nice deep breath. Push down through the forearms, lift your belly, and start to lift through the low abdominals and the thighs. So my hips just came away from the ground. You're not going to get as much of a back lift here, but see if you can pull in those upper abs. Take a nice deep breath. And then lower the pelvis, lower the ribs and the chest. This time, widen your elbows completely and put your head down. We're going to come back to more modified plank stuff in just a second. You can, one hand on top of the other, relax your head down, okay? We're going to be picking up one leg at a time. This can be tricky because for some of you, some of this work will go right into your back. So let's see if we can avoid that. One leg is going to lengthen out, and see if you can lengthen it so much that you start to feel the glute and the back, the muscles in the leg fire. And then you're gonna take a small lift, but focus on lengthening as much as you can and then put it right back down. And then the other leg, reach long and start to come away from the floor and then lower back down. Play around with keeping your abdominals engaged a little bit through this so you don't dump down into the low back along the way. Continue to alternate one leg at a time. I don't really care how far away from the ground you're coming. See if you can get your glute to fire. One at a time. Lengthen and lift and lower. 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 One more each way. Reach and down. Other side. Reach and down. Good. Now, hands under your shoulders. Come up to your hands and knees. We're going to try another modified type plank here. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. First, let's do a cat-cow, because why not? Round. And then arch. Okay? Come back to neutral. Let's do knees and feet together. walk your hands forward, almost an entire hand's distance, and shift your hips forward. Lift the ribs, find those upper abdominals that we have been trying to make be included since the beginning of class. So draw those high abs in, and we're going to try extending one leg at a time and then replacing the leg back down. Extending one leg at a time. Can you keep your abdominals working the whole time? And then extend. I'm going to try both legs. Draw the ribs in, draw the belly button in, push the floor away, take a nice deep breath. Lower the knees, send the hips back a bit, take a nice deep breath. We're going to try that again. My hands are slipping a little bit. Come back to hands under your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. You can continue to do one leg extension at a time the way we're just doing like this, or if it felt okay, both legs can go back out. Let's see if you can pull those high abs, the ribs in, push the floor away, breathe. Knees carefully come down. Uncurl the toes. Quick little back stretch here. Take an inhale, exhale. And let's try one last plank here. Make any changes you need to make. Push the floor away to begin. Find your connections through your belly. Deep breaths. One more breath. Lower the hips. Last stretch back here. Take a good inhale, exhale. Fingertips reach forward. Awesome. Okay, let's come on to our side. I'm going to come down onto my right side. And you can lie all the way down. We're not really using the towel here. I'm just going to keep it there. So we're going to find another glute activated exercise here. Bend your bottom knee and extend your top leg. Okay? Bring your top hand around your ribs. Those of you with some back tightness, I really do think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that we don't use our core for other exercises where having core support is helpful to not over recruit the muscles in the back. So bring your, like we did earlier, bring your top hand to your ribs and draw them in a little bit, like you just did a little bit of a plank belly. And then extend this leg, top leg out so it's really nice and long. Point the foot and bring the leg behind you. You should start to feel the muscles in the tush and the side tush. Lower down an inch or two and then lift back up. These muscles up here, they're still activated. I'm really pulling the ribs in. In fact, I'm kind of lifting away from the floor here. This is a fair amount of work for the abdominals. Lower the leg down just a little. Come back up. Okay, so keep going. Lowering and lifting this leg. Finding that side tush and glute muscles. It's your glute med, which is what I'm trying to get to for you and me. And the glute, while you keep this connection up here. Let's do 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1 more. Lower down for a moment. Just bend the knee and relax the leg. Inhale, exhale. Go right back out again. Nice long leg. Draw those ribs in, get your connections up here. Straighten the leg out, bring the leg back a little bit. It should almost feel like the leg is slightly behind you. Small little circles here. Ooh, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep your belly connected. 3, 2, and we gotta go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, rest it down, take a nice deep breath. Straighten both legs out. I'm going to flex my feet here and lengthen out through the spine. Same connection here, but I think we may need to use our hand in front of us a little bit. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to start with my hand right here, see how it goes. Draw the belly in, lengthen your top leg out, and then slowly start to lift the bottom leg. See if you can keep your abdominal connections the whole time. Lower the bottom leg, just kind of relax the top leg. We're gonna try it again. Belly first, lengthen that top leg, lift it up. Lengthen the bottom leg, try not to lose that belly connection. And lower down, and lower down. A little bit more here. Belly is in, lengthen that top leg, make it longer than you thought you could. Lift the bottom leg, keep the belly in. Both legs can point, both feet I should say, and flex. Point and flex. 2 more. One more time. Point and flex and lower down. Bend your knees. Bring your bottom arm forward. Bring your top arm out to meet it. Gently rest your head down and then slowly bring the top arm all the way behind you and then come back again, reaching the top hand even slightly in front of the bottom hand and slide it back. Bring the arm back behind you. Take an inhale, exhale. One more, bring the arm back. Slide your top hand further than your bottom hand, so it literally is reaching beyond. And then one last time, come back here. Open up and take an inhale, exhale. One more. And then roll back onto your side, okay? From here, bring your forearm underneath you. Let's say elbow underneath the shoulder, palm down. Get your chest to look straight ahead and bring your knees back a little bit. The whole front of you should be fairly straight. This exercise begins when you drive the elbow down. I kind of like arm up here, hip up. Let's see if we can get those upper abs to come along with us. So draw the ribs in. Feels different. And lower down. Maybe even pull your chin in a little bit too. See how that feels. And I don't know about you, but for me, whenever I sort of wake up new muscles, I'm a little shaky. That's normal. That's totally normal. It just kind of means that your muscles are like, what's going on right now? Because you're using them and they're adjusting. And maybe they're fatiguing pretty quickly too. Okay, so let's flip over and do the other side. I'm just gonna move this towel. It's quite nice to lie on. Okay, so we're coming onto our side again. I like this. If this was helpful for you, like it is for me, come back here and like we've been doing, adjust a little bit by drawing the ribs toward the back, and it helps you to engage these upper abdominals. Then you can extend this nice long leg here, My whole lower body is lifting away from the floor. Lower the leg a little bit and then bring it back up. When you bring it back up, find your glute med and your glute. The leg needs to be slightly behind you to make those muscles fire. And then lower down. And come on back up. Keep going with this motion, okay? Like, this is one of probably the most common PT exercises that people get when they go to do PT if they're going for like back or hip related issues. Because it's not easy always to get the glute med and the glute to fire. Your leg really has to be slightly behind you in order to find them. Lower down. A lot of Pilates participants can get through almost the whole side kick series using like their flexors and like other muscles. It's pretty easy to avoid using the tushy muscles. So that's why we're really slowing down today to find them. Lower and lift. Belly is still in, ribs are down. Leg is slightly behind you. We're going to do 3 more. Lower lift. Lengthen out your neck. 2 more. One more time. Lower down for just a minute. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale. Come on back up. Point the foot. Little circle. See if you can stay slightly behind you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale, exhale. Let's bring both legs out. Okay. Use your hand in front of you if you need to. I'm going to stay here. This is a nice reminder to keep drawing those upper belly muscles in. So I'm going to lift the top leg, engage this area up here, and then start to lift the bottom leg. And then lower and kind of relax a little bit. And then try it again. And then lower and lower. 2 more. Lower and lower. 1 more time. And then lower and lower. Ooh. And then bend the knees and come forward. I feel like I forgot one. Did I? No, maybe I didn't. Bring your bottom arm forward. Head carefully comes down. This is always a nice place. If that's too intense for you, just like bunch your towel up to create not such a deep head drop. And now top arm is going to slide all the way out beyond the bottom arm. And then come all the way back and open the chest. Inhale, reach back. And exhale, come back to that palms up, wide arms. 1 more here. And return. And then just hold here for 2 more exhales. 1 more. And then come back onto your side, prop yourself up, elbow underneath your shoulder, knees shimmy back. Okay, elbow right under the shoulder. The exercise for me begins when I push the ground away. That engages the lat. Pull those ribs in and lift. Breathe. And then carefully come down. And we'll try it again. Push down, ribs in, arm up. I'm still kind of pulling my chin down just a little bit. And then lower, come down. One more time. Push down. One more breath here. And then come all the way down. Let's come up to sit. Let's do a little mermaid stretch before we come up to stand, okay? So two options here depending on how your knees and your hips feel. You're welcome to fully extend the legs out in front of you and do this version of the stretch, okay? If your legs and your hips are okay with this position, I usually call this a Z sit. So one foot on the opposite thigh, hand out to ankle, sit up as tall as you can, and then arm to the ceiling, okay? Let's relax the shoulder where the hand is out to the opposite foot and stretch over. You can look down towards your foot or the floor and then come on back up again. And big stretch over. Inhale, come back up. One more time. A little bit of rotation towards the floor creates a deeper stretch in the back. And then come all the way up. Let's bring the hand down and just take a little side stretch. And come on back. And you can flip the legs over to the other side. Foot to thigh, hand to ankle, sit up tall. This arm comes up, big stretch. Try and relax that opposite shoulder. Look down towards the floor. Inhale, come up. And exhale. This side is it's so much harder for me to rotate on this side. I'm sure that's common for all of you guys too. One side will just inevitably be tighter than the other. Maybe take a deeper breath if you're on that side. Last one. And big stretch. And then come all the way down. All right, let's make our way up to stand. When we come up, we're going to bring the towel with us as well. Towel with us as well. So mine is a big old bath towel. You could easily use a smaller one too. Okay, so feet, heels together, toes apart, or parallel. Either one of those is absolutely fine. I'm going to slide my hands out so they're just a little bit wider than my shoulders, as you can see. And arms are just nice and long. I'm going to hold on with two fists and then bring the towel right across the thighs and the hands right to the side of the body. Push back a little bit so the towel is pressing into the thighs, and bring your right ear towards your right shoulder and then your left ear towards your left shoulder. And right towards the right. Try and keep the shoulders pretty stable. Just move the head. One more each way. And back. Okay? From here, arms are going to come out in front. Shoulders are down. Maybe keep your hands slightly lower than your shoulders. Keep your hips fairly still, but rotate the chest and the arms to the right. Exhale. Inhale, center. And then exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. One more. Exhale, left. Come back. And then arms down, stand tall. Okay? You can stay how you are. I'm just gonna come to the side so you can see what my legs do. Let's bring the left leg forward and the right leg back. Let's make sure that the feet are hip distant. The more narrow you go, the more challenging it will be to balance. Arms are gonna come straight out. We're gonna practice keeping the ribs in again, okay? Draw the ribs in toward the spine, shoulders down away from the ears. Only bring your arms up as far as you can without letting the upper back arch. We're gonna stay in that neutral upper abdominal connected position, and then the arms are just gonna come right back down. So it's kind of a small movement. P.S. Can you get the left knee over your foot? Yeah. And just peek. Make sure that left knee is lighter, second or third toe. Second or third toe. Let's try it again. Ribs in. Come up as far as you can without letting the ribs pop out, and you'll lose that nice neutral spine. And then come on back down. Let's try it again. And then come on, let's come up chest height about. Soften your elbows, bring the elbows out east and west a little bit, ribs are still in. Let's add a little bit of rotation. And center. And right. And center. One more each way. And center. And right. And center. And then come all the way down. Just relax the arms for a minute. Take an inhale, exhale. Come on back up again. Shift your weight into your front leg. I'm bringing my back heel up. Draw your ribs in to find that core connection while you're here. Back leg is going to come up a little and back down. Up a little and back down. Try not to let the upper back arch as you lift the leg. 3 more. And 2. 1 more. Step the right foot forward. Come all the way up to stand. Funny how fatigued the shoulders get from just holding a towel. Roll the shoulders around. And then go the other way with that circle. And then we'll do the other leg, okay? Do you want to try, let's try palms up for this next bit. Let's see if we like it. You can switch back and maybe I will too, I don't know. Okay, so we just had the left foot forward. Now the right foot forward. Left foot back. So let's knee over foot. Knee over second or third toe. Shoulders down. Ribs are in as you bring your arms up. So this feels very different for the arms with my palms up and down. So we're not arching the back. Really, that's the goal. Belly is in. And come down. 2 more. One more time. And then we have to flip our palms because we have soft elbows here to be able to do our twist. Just check in, knee over middle toe, elbows wide, shoulders down, rotate, center, other side, center. 1 more each way. Other side. Good. Now extend the arms. Shift your weight forward into that front leg. Shoulders are down. Soften the elbows if you need to. Keep the ribs in. Lift the leg. And lower. Find the glute. And lower. Up. And down. 4 more. And 3. And 2. 1 more time. step forward, all the way up. Roll your shoulders. Let's do actually a head roll here too. Roll it around, and then come back the other way. Good. Come back to the center. Toss the towel off to the side. Okay. Feet, let's say a little bit wider than your hips. Toes are forward. Arms just right by your sides. Actually, let's do palms together. Palms into the chest. Soften your knees. Pull those ribs in again. And sit back into a squat. And then push down through the heels and come back up. When you come up, give the tush a squeeze. Pay attention to your knees. They should be middle toes, middle toe width when you sit back. When you come up, push through your heels and give the tush a squeeze. Let's breathe. Inhale back and exhale. Inhale back and exhale. 5 more. And exhale. 4 more. And 3. Two more. Last one. Hands to the hips. Shift your weight into your right foot. Draw those ribs in a little bit again. Lift the chest. Left leg out to the side, nice and light. We're gonna flex the foot and bring it slightly behind us and right back down. Flex, slightly behind us and right back down. Reach back and down. 5 more. 5 and 4. Use a chair or the wall if you need to. 3, 2, 1 more. And then back down. Side 2. This whole rib thing helps me. If it helps for you to keep your hands there, to remember to continue to include those upper abdominals, then great, you can keep it there. So now the right leg is nice and light. Ribs are in. Come back and out to the side. Flex on the way up. Point down. Flex up and down. 4 more. 4. Oh geez. And 3. And 2. 1 more time. All the way down. And let's step together. Okay, feet. Let's come a little bit wider, maybe as wide as your mat. Arms reach up, take a nice deep breath. Lift up through the chest. And then bring the arms forward, chin toward the chest. Roll through and forward fold. Let your head be heavy, heavy, heavy. Move your head around a little bit. Right and left, perhaps. Maybe make a circle in each direction. Walk your hands over towards your right foot. Walk or reach. And then over towards the left. And then gravitate back center. Release your head 1 more time. Take an inhale. Soften your knees. And then push down through your feet as you roll back up. All the way up to stand. Take a nice deep breath. Walk your feet back together again. Walk in, in. And bring your thumbs behind your tush. Hook your thumbs. Reach the fingers down so the chest opens, but then head down. So you get that nice neck stretch. Move your head right and left. And then come back to center with your head. And last part, thumbs hook overhead. Push down through the left foot as you reach over to the right. Stand tall. And then over to the other side. Big old stretch. One more each way. And then back center. Arms down. I'd love to hear if this kind of stuff that we did today made something wake up that you haven't woke up in a while. I'd love to know. Have a great day.